So hello and welcome back to Sweet's Kitchen. My name is Siobhan Sweet and today we're going to make a gorgeous orange tart. But this is simple. I've had lots of messages last night saying, can I make this? I haven't cooked before. Yes, you can make this. It's so simple. So in here I've got 100 grams of flour and I've got 50 grams of butter. And I'm just going to take this to breadcrumbs. I've already done this already just to speed up the process. Because it's quite a quick one today, it's a nice easy one. Anybody can do this. So that's for a nice fine breadcrumb. Okay, you can see that there. And then I'm just going to mix my sugar, 25 grams of sugar, with half an egg. Okay, a knife, blend that round. And again, we talked about this when we did lemon tart, but the reason we put the egg with the sugar is because we're just dissolving it, so we want that to dissolve. We don't want black spots of sugar in our pastry. So once you mix that together, put that in, and then we're going to just bring that together, and that's our sweet pastry made. Now we're going to fully cook these flans before we put the filling in, because this filling doesn't need to go back in the oven. When we did lemon tarts, we put them back in the oven, didn't we? And we cooked it on the stove, but this one is a little bit different. And it's okay, so I'm just bringing that pastry together. Now when we make this, I'm not making a dough run, but I may look like I'm working it, but I'm just bringing it together gently because I don't want to overwork the sweet pastry. So I'll bring that together. So I'm just going to take half the pastry. And when we dust, remember, we just do a light dust just to sprinkle over the top. Oh, here's Rolo, he's here already. As soon as you heard the word sprinkle, thinking anything down there, hello Rolo. So when we roll, really important, we're not pressing too hard. Hi Ebony, how are you? Maria. So we're not pressing too hard. That's the fatal mistake people make when they're making pastry. They just roll and they put the weight on, and they do that and it sticks to the table. So tiny bit of flour on there, because this is very fresh. Normally I'd leave it for 15 minutes to rest, but we can go with it. So one roll, turn your pastry. One roll, turn your pastry. And that's all you're going to do. Now you can cook this in anything you want. I'm going to use the small individual rings because it looks nice. One of the ladies the other day said, can I use crinkly moulds? So I thought, well, I'll do crinkly just to show you. These are lovely, these ones. So again, you can get those from Amazon or anywhere. Or you may have a big dish. So those who haven't cooked before, you may have like a big pot flan ring or something. You put that in there. It's really lovely, this recipe. So once you've got that big enough, just check, obviously it's going to be big enough. You're going to lift the pastry up. If it was a big flan, you'd use your rolling pin. Just use your rolling pin and roll it back round. Okay, so you could pick this up such a small, and then roll over. Be careful you don't touch the rolling pin on the edge because you're going to break it there. A few more coming on. So lift the pastry up and just, now I'm not pushing with my thumbs. Lots of people get bits of pastry and they're pushing it in. And what they're doing there, they're stretching the pastry, and you mustn't do that. So if I can do it this way, lift it up and then push it down. That way you're going to get the 90-degree corner. I always talk about the 90-degree corner. Those who come on every day with, or every other day with me, they know I like a nice 90-degree corner. That way you're going to get no shrinkage. When you're working with crinkly moulds, don't press too hard around the edge, because sometimes you can break the pastry, so just nice and gentle. And then I use the rolling pin. Hello, Rolo. And that's it there. Okay, so that is our blind bake flan ring. You can see I've gone right into the corner there. Okay. And then all we're going to do is line that with a little bit of cling film. Get that out of the way. Now I know the new ones on here saying cling film, does that go into the oven? Yes, it does. I always use cling film, you get a much better 90-degree corner. If you were to use parchment paper, it crinkles and the pastry falls down, so you can't get that nice edge. And that's what we want when we're doing this. So baking beans, I've just got lots of lentils and rice and pasta and anything I can find in my cupboards. And I keep this pot all the time. I don't know how long I've had it for quite a long time. Now, the mistake people make is they don't fill this full enough. If this isn't full enough, the edge is going to fall down. The reason why I'm baking blind is because we want to keep the edges nice and straight. So just pat that down so it's absolutely full, and then just tweak over that there. And that's it. And that's going to go into the oven for 15 minutes. Okay? So I'll pop that in. I'm going to do some more later with that pastry, but I just want to show you. You're going to like this one, because those of you who think you can't do this, you definitely can. So let's move this over here. So I've prepared some already. Now I've baked these blind. The baked blind, I took the beans out and I've given them another 3 minutes. And I actually like them quite dark. French love their pastry like this, because if you're doing a tart or a flan, you put it in the fridge overnight, the pastry can start to go soft if you have it lightly baked. And you want that nice crunch when you bite into it. So let me just show you the bottom of that there. Can you see that? It's slightly darker than we would normally do it, but it's lovely. It really does add to the flavour. So I've got those two already done for us there. Now, here, I've got 100 mils of double cream. And this is how simple this recipe is. I'm just going to take an orange. I've segmented that for later, so I'm just using this side. And I'm just going to, remember when we do it, we go round. Okay, because if you go long, you don't want big long bits of orange in it, because I'm not going to pass it, it doesn't need passing. I want that orange to infuse in the flavour. Okay, so you could do many flavours, you could put anything you want in. I'll tell you what's really nice with this actually. If you get hazelnuts and put them through the oven and roast them, and then just take the husk off in a tea towel, put them into a tea towel and roll them, and the husk comes off, so the nice toasted hazelnuts, put that either through the mix or in the bottom. Oh, that's a lovely one. And I'm going to show you how you can do a salted caramel one at the end as well. So you'll see quite a lot of zest in there, don't leave that behind, I'm going to get a knife in a minute. So this is a small, very small mix, because I'm only going to make 3. That's what this mix will make. And remember, I'm just taking the outside. If that starts to go white, then you're taking too much off and it'll start to go bitter. You could just leave them plain. You don't have to have a flavour through them. So that's about done now. So that's the way. Just getting this out of here. And then I'm just going to pop that. Now, normally, I would always do this in a pan on the stove. But it's such a small amount, I think I'd lose it in that pan. So I'm going to do it in the microwave. Now, I don't really cook in the microwave, apart from to melt chocolate. So I'm putting some cling film on it, and what that will do is when that gets warm in a sec, let me put that in there and I can chat to you, hold on. So when that gets warm in there with the cling film on, the orange is going to infuse in the hot liquid with the heat, like sweat. So in here, I've got these chocolate buttons. Now these are calibre buttons. I work with this all the time. I've shown you these before. And these ones here, they're 54%. So it's a really good quality chocolate. But you can use all sorts of different chocolates if you want. You don't have to use that exact one. If you're using milk, milk doesn't set quite as hard as dark. So you need a little bit more milk, so you need 90 grams of milk. And if you're using white, you want to use a white one, then you would need 110 grams of white. So you need a bit more, but dark's a nice hard chocolate. Okay, so that's nice and hot. You can see the cling film there, and that's infusing that orange. These tarts actually are nicer the next day because the orange is infused in the chocolate, if you can keep them for the next day. I made 3 yesterday, and I had to taste one, of course, to make sure it was all right. So they don't last very long. But take that off, that's your boiling cream, and you're just going to put in the chocolate. That's it. Okay? I'm going to just leave that for a minute, 1 minute. If you keep stirring that, what you'll do, you'll split it. Because it's double cream, the fat content's quite high and it's like whipping it, so eventually it'll split. So just be patient, leave it, and the heat will just melt the cream. Now, I'm going to show you one I prepared earlier. This just while we're waiting for that cream. Now that's a chocolate tart finished. So can you see that there? Okay, and that's what will happen once we've made this mix. We're going to pour it in and we're going to put it into the fridge to set, and that's it. I'm going to show you how to decorate it in a minute. But what else I wanted to show you is, this morning I made 2 different batches yesterday, and I made, remember when we did the sticky toffee pudding, we made a nice caramel sauce. There, you can see it there, a little bit there. I put some sea salt in there, so it's going to be stunning. And then I flooded, let me see if I can pick this up, the top, I'm not sure if you can see that there, the top of it with caramel. So this is a chocolate and sea salted caramel. I mean, Isn't that sound divine? And I've just put some little bits on the plate there. So that is absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Sea salt. I use the Anglesey sea salt. I don't know if you tried that one. It's quite expensive, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So I just put, well, half, about that much, quite a bit in there, and I just sprinkle some on top just to finish it. So that's the sea salt and chocolate one. But this one we're doing here is the orange. So that should be ready now. I'm just going to give that a little roll round. And these will keep for 3 or 4 days, so it's quite a nice one. And I like to do individual, but you could make a big one. This cuts really well. In fact, I'm just waiting for that now. It's not quite there yet, it's nearly there. Just be patient. I'm going to cut this caramel one in half just to show you. Let's see. Just so you can see, I'll put it over here. You see that there? You might not be able to see the 2 layers on that, I'm not sure. Let me see if I can get it to the camera for you. Can you see that there, the 2 layers of the caramel? That is a really lovely texture there. Yes, I must put a thumbs up. Thank you. I'm glad you can see that. Okay. So you may want to serve it like that's open as well, just so you can see inside. But that caramel is just really nice and soft. Right, if you're using orange as a garnish, I've got this on a paper towel, just because they're very juicy and the juice will run up on the chocolate. It doesn't look very nice. So I will just put 3 orange segments on there. I've got some chocolate curls in here. Now, these were left over actually on my marble. I can't remember what we were making. We were making some with chocolate. I can't remember. And I just put them in the fridge. And so they're little like chocolate cigars. Put those on. And then just a few little flakes. Obviously, you can put sauce round. You can do anything you want to. And that's that one finished. Show you that one. Let me see if I can hold this up a bit more. Yeah, so that's, I mean, how simple, really, really simple. So that's the finished one. I'm just going to come back to this mix now because this should be melted. Once that's fully melted, we're just going to pour that into, fill it as full as you can get it, a bit like when we did the lemon tart, so let's get it really full. And I'm going to pop that into the fridge. That is a chocolate tart. Now, how simple. I told you anyone could do this, didn't I? Looks delicious. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you very much. So thank you for joining me today. I did say it was going to be a very quick one, didn't I? And I will see you on Wednesday.